In this second part, we start to develop the DLVO theory. So the DLVO theory describes the stability of a colloidal suspension as a balance between electrostatic repulsion and van der Waals attraction. The electrostatic repulsion force originating from the charge of the particle is opposed to van der Waals attraction present in all systems. The DLVO theory determines the total potential of interaction as a sum of the repulsive potential and the attractive potential as a function of a distance h between the two particles. Let us begin by the electrostatic repulsion. So for a sphere, the electrostatic repulsion as a function of the distance is done by this equation, where the repulsive potential depends on the particle size, the zeta potential of the particles, the permittivity of the medium, and vary exponentially with distance and a term k related to the double length. So the inverse of k is the double length, defined as the thickness of the double ionic layer surrounding the particles. This double length is determined by the equation here in relation with the temperature, the value of the elementary charge, and the ionic strength of the media. So if you plot the repulsive potential as a function of the distance h, you obtain this exponentially decreasing curve, determined in this case at room temperature from this value of zeta potential, particle size, and ionic strength. And you see that it indicated strong repulsion when the particles approach each other and a rapid decrease in repulsion with distance. Now considering the attractive van der Waals potential. How you can determine the total van der Waals interaction between two particles? A model was proposed by Hamaker. He considered that the van der Waals interaction between two chemical entities, E and G, within two particles, separated by a distance r, is given by the typical van der Waals equation. Now, the total van der Waals interaction between the two particles is the sum of each interaction between each entities present in each particles. Hamaker demonstrated that in vacuum, for two spherical particles, this total van der Waals interaction is equal to this equation that depends only on the size of the particle system and the distance between the two particles. And it depends on a term here that is called the Hamaker constant of the system studies. The Hamaker constant is a direct relation with the total van der Waals constant and the molecular number density of the two particles. The Hamaker relationship can be simplified when the distance between particles is much smaller than the size. In this case, the van der Waals interaction potential depends only on the Hamaker constant, the size of the particles, and their distance, using this relationship. Now, if you plot the attractive van der Waals potential interaction as a function of the distance between particles using the Hamaker relation, you obtain this curve, determined in this case at room temperature using this size of particle and this Hamaker constant. And you observe that this curve indicated strong attraction when the particles approach each other and a rapid decrease of the attraction effect with distance. The determination of the value of the Hamaker constant for a system is not easy. These constants depend on the value of the total van der Waals interaction constant of a pure system, and for a real system, it's therefore necessary to determine an effective Hamaker constant. Let us take as an example the interaction between two particles, one composed of a chemical entity 1 in red and the other of chemical entity 2 in green. In vacuum, there is no interaction with the dispersive media. In this case, the effective Hamaker constant between chemical entity particle 1 and chemical entity particle 2 is equal to the square roots of the Hamaker constant of pure chemical entity 1 and pure chemical entity 2. Now, if their two chemical entities are placed in a dispersive media, interactions are created between particle 1 and the solvent and between particle 2 and the solvent. And also you have interaction between solvent molecules. So in this case, the equation of the effective Hamaker constant change that consider the interaction between the two particles and interaction between solvent molecules, and of course interaction between each molecules and the solvent. Now, if you consider a common case of a pure colloidal system composed of single chemical entity 1, in this case, the effective Hamaker constant is equal to the Hamaker constant of interaction between chemical entity 1 plus the Hamaker constant of interaction of the solvent minus twice the Hamaker constant of interaction between 1 and the solvent. Here is an example of calculation for gold nanoparticles dispersed in water with the Hamaker constant value for pure gold and pure water taken from the reference below shown in this table. The effective Hamaker constant for this system is therefore equal to the Hamaker constant for pure gold system, pure water system, and interaction between gold and water system. So you inject this value in this equation. So the pure gold-gold interaction, the pure water-water interaction, and the value of interaction between gold and water, and you obtain the effective Hamaker constant for gold system into water. Now, if you are able to determine the repulsive potential and the total attractive potential of a system, we can determine the DLVO curve in green here, that corresponding to the total interaction potential of the system. Here is an example using at room temperature this value of the zeta potential, this size of particles, this ion exchange, and this Hamaker constant. And you can see that the DLVO curve passes through a potential barrier at a certain distance between particles, explaining the presence of the metastable state of a colloidal suspension.